Hey guys, it's Viv. Welcome back to another pick a card reading. So, in today's video, we are going to be finding out what was their first impression of you. Okay, so just a side note, this video doesn't need to be limited to just love situations. This could also be a friendship situation if that's the person you're thinking about. But yeah, it doesn't really matter. So, if you guys are new to pick a card readings, we have 4 piles here, pile 1, 2, 3, and 4. So feel free to pause this video if you need a second to meditate on which pile you feel the most drawn to. And then once you've decided, you can fast forward to the timestamp in the description box below. That's all I have for you guys. Thanks for watching, and without further ado, let's start with group 1. Hey group 1, welcome to your guys' reading. If you chose this pile or this crystal, then welcome. This reading is for you. Let's find out what their first impression of you was. All right, okay, so group 1, to start off with your tarot, we have the Princess of Wands, the King of Wands, the Princess of Cups, as well as the Three of Pentacles. All right, so I'm getting some messages immediately for this pile. This is a really strong energy. We have a lot of wands here with the King of Wands and the Princess of Wands. For some of you guys, I instinctively, I don't know why I thought this, but I think your first impression might have been that you seemed popular, perhaps, or you had some kind of following or a large friend circle, okay? For some of you guys, I'm getting the distinct message that they thought you were popular, okay? Or that was a big part of their first impression of you was your popularity, or perhaps your reputation. Maybe this person had heard about you through other people and that kind of shaped their first impression of you. But there does seem to be here, with these wands cards, some kind of familiarity, they had heard about you before they met you. With the Princess of Cups, I think when they first met you, this person, I think they realized that there was a lot more depth to you and a lot more secrets than they had first thought, okay? The Princess of Cups is a really mysterious energy, and she can be really spiritual and really mystical as well. So I'm thinking that part of their first impression of you had to do with either your spirituality, or I feel like they thought you were you kind of came across to them as someone who's really compassionate, okay, really understanding, and much more of a pathos person than they had originally heard or that they originally thought, okay? I think that was their first impression when they met you. You came across as not someone who is just built up in their head as so popular and so great and fantastic, right? But when they met you, they're oh, this person has a lot more depth, a lot more compassion and emotional understanding for people than I might have initially thought, okay? And then with the Three of Pentacles, I think this ties back into this kind of friendship circle situation, or if you chose this pile, I'm getting that this is probably a friendship situation. It might not be, but there is a strong social aspect to their impression of you. They thought that you're someone who was really popular, or someone who just made friends easily, someone who's really social. I'm just getting strong social butterfly kind of vibes for this pile, because we do have 2 princesses. If you're a girl, they probably thought that you were really cute, really sensitive, and maybe a bit more shy. For some of you guys with the Princess of Cups, it's interesting because we do have a lot of wands that are really outgoing. Wands correlate to fire, And then the cups correlate to water. So I feel like this person initially thought that you would be like extroverted. Like maybe some of you guys have a fire rising, but then when they first like met you and talked to you, they're like, oh, this person like has a lot more like emotional things going on beneath the surface, if that makes sense. Maybe some of you guys have some water in like hidden places of your chart and people don't really notice it off the bat when they first meet you or when they kind of like talk about you. I feel like there's definitely like a lot of talk going on. This person probably like, yeah, they definitely the impression that they were given of you is definitely like really social, outgoing with this wands, with the wands cards, right? Especially the King of Wands, because the King of Wands is like a really commanding energy. This is especially like in social situations. The King of Wands is kind of like the ringleader of the group leader. Maybe this person thought that you were like the leader of your friendship circle or you were like a leader in some regard. You gave off that impression. If you're a dude, they probably thought that you were like, you were more athletic than you might have been, or that you were more like active, okay? There is a certain amount of like physical attractiveness I'm picking up on with this group. And I think that was definitely a big part of their first impression, that you were someone who was kind of built up in their mind from what they had heard about you beforehand as being someone who's really social and really like involved, okay? Like with friends or, you know, in a group kind of setting, okay? But I feel like when they first talked to you, it was much more like this Princess of Cups, more subdued kind of energy. Okay, so we're going to take a look at your Moonology cards. All right, so we have full moon in Libra. A win-win outcome is forecast. Ooh. Whenever I see the full moon in Libra or any Libra cards come out, I feel like there is the potential, there is romantic potential here, okay? This person, that was part of their first impression, was like, oh, this person has got romantic potential, or like I could see myself with this person, like in a relationship with this person in the future, or I could come to like this person on a romantic level. I think that was also like part of their first impression. Okay, so the next card we have is Confidence is Your Key to Success. New moon in Leo. Honestly, that makes sense. I feel like because we also have these wands cards as well, like strong fire here, I feel like this person, part of their first impression of you was really like Leo-esque. And what I mean by that is really confident, really sure of yourself. It's exactly like this King of Wands energy. Their impression of you was like, oh, this person is like knows what they're doing, is really sure of themselves and has a really like warm kind of energy, okay? I feel like they kind of got the impression that you were, again, just like popular and warm and also like really radiant. There's definitely radiant energy here. But also like really cute, really friendly and sweet energy too with the Princess of Cups and the Princess of Wands. I think both of these cards represent figures who, even though they're from completely different like suits, I think both of these cards kind of give off a really inviting, like warm energy, okay? I feel like when they met you, I feel like this person kind of realized why you are so popular or like why you have all the friends that you do, is because there is like this Princess of Cups, like emotional, like connection that you can give to people, and there's definitely a strong pathos side to you guys for sure. And I don't think that really comes through necessarily in all of your first impressions, but I think for this person it did to some degree, and they had this realization like, oh, now I get why this person has all these friends, or part of your reputation, they're like, oh, like now I get it with you guys. There's definitely a strong athletic kind of moment going on here with the Princess of Wands and the King of Wands. For a lot of you guys, part of their first impression was, oh, this person is just like fit, this person works out, this person has kind of got their shit together, their life on track, or just has like a really strong kind of energy, or even like physical body type, if that makes sense. But I feel like that's also a strong part of their first impression of you, is like, oh, this person is physically like fit, or just like good looking in general. I think there's a really like cute, sweet energy here, but it's also really like physically aesthetic and like appealing. Okay, so for your last oracle cards, we have, ooh, okay, so we have knowing without knowing. Ooh, interesting. All right. And then we also have, ooh, okay, we also have falling. I think this person kind of fell for your sweetness, or for your like more emotional, like softer side. I'm getting that strongly. This person feels like they got like a more deeper glimpse into who you are for some reason. Maybe their first impression of you is like they saw you doing like a good act of service, or something that was really like nice to someone else, or maybe you paid them like a compliment, and or the other way around, and it was just like a really heartfelt kind of moment, like a really gushy, like soft moment, like emotionally, that they had with you perhaps. But more like exterior wise, they thought that you would have like a harder shell. And I think that has to do with the King of Wands here. I think because you do radiate such a confident kind of demeanor, okay, in your mannerisms and your attitude, I think that this person thought that you would be more, I don't want to say intimidating, but I feel like before they like approached you, or before like they actually went up and talked to you, they thought that you were going to be like more menacing for some reason, okay? To sum this reading up, I'm seeing a lot of like physical attraction, admiration, a lot of confidence here with this new moon and Leo card, and definitely a strong social aspect to this pile. So if this isn't a friendship situation, I would just say that part of their first impression of you is really tied into the more social aspect. So like they thought you were popular, or they thought you just had like a lot of friends and were just like a social butterfly. I feel like also with the knowing without knowing card, there could be a bit of a deja vu kind of moment going on here, or as I've been saying, a more deeper spiritual connection that this person like saw in you. This is an energy that's really psychic. I kind of think of this as kind of like a deja vu vibe, or also like a past life kind of energy too. This could be someone that you've met before, or maybe they felt like they knew you before they actually knew you. So again, like they probably knew about you or knew of your reputation before they actually met you. It could be that way, or it could be on a deeper spiritual level, but that's a strong part of this first impression for sure. So the last thing I'm going to do is roll the astro dice to just get more clues as to what their first impression of you was. The first die I will roll has the planets on it, so let's give it a go. All right, we have Venus. That makes sense. I think this person found you to be really cute, like possibly like really beautiful, and just really aesthetic, okay? I feel like with what you're wearing at the time, there was just like a moment where they really appreciated your aesthetic. But also, I think that this person felt more like emotionally connected with you. I think there is definitely like strong romantic potential here, or this person just really got like a loving kind of impression of you when they met you. They're like, oh, this person is really like a sweetheart inside. Okay, the next one I'll roll has the signs on it. Alright, so we have Aquarius. That's interesting because Aquarius does rule friendship and kind of like social groups and social networking. So I think that this person strongly felt that you were popular, or like you had a lot of friends, you were deeply involved, you had a lot of like social contacts, you knew people, that you had a really powerful social standing. Okay, so the next one I'll roll is the houses. Okay, so we have the sixth house. Interesting. The sixth house is kind of the house of service and health and kind of like everyday life. So I feel like when they first met you, part of their first impression was like, oh, this person is really dedicated, really committed to what they're doing. You know, if they saw you like at the gym or if they saw you on the street, whatever they saw you doing when they first met you, I think with the sixth house energy, they saw a strong commitment in you or some kind of service. The sixth house is traditionally ruled by Virgo, and it does have this association with service and doing things for the greater good or for yourself, really. This is a kind of like a self-care house. So I think they were just like, oh yeah, this person is like taking care of themselves really well, or just really easy to vibe with. That's really what I'm seeing with the sixth house energy, and but all of these energies in general, like their first impression of you was this person is really easy to get along with, vibe with. I could see myself in a relationship with them. They know how to take care of themselves. They are really emotionally compassionate and really heartfelt, passionate people. All right, so those are the main things I'm seeing for this pile, so I will leave it at that. I hope this reading resonated with you guys. I hope you liked it. If you did, feel free to give this video a thumbs up, comment, or subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And yeah, I hope you guys are having an amazing day wherever you're at. Stay awesome, and I will see you guys later. Hey group 2, welcome to your guys' reading. If you chose this pile or this beautiful crystal, then welcome. This reading is for you. Let's find out what their first impression of you was. All right, okay, group 2. So for your tarot cards, we have the Five of Wands, the Four of Wands, the Seven of Swords, as well as the Ten of Wands. Okay, so we have 3 wand cards here in the mix. So wands correlate to fire. So this person probably thought that you were like pretty fiery or that you were really like outgoing, okay? With the Five of Wands in particular, the Five of Wands is kind of like a combative type of energy. Yeah, it can also be a bit of a petty energy too. I feel like this person's first impression of you was a bit shaky, to be honest. I feel like they might not have known what to make of you. Maybe they saw you wearing some weird outfit or in some weird situation and they were just like a bit caught off guard, or they just didn't really know how to respond, or kind of they didn't know how to quite like handle it, honestly. Interesting though that we have in this depiction of the Seven of Swords energy this woman like with her back to us. So I feel like for their first impression of you, perhaps they felt like they only saw one side of you, or they didn't see the best side of you, or perhaps this person is aware that their first impression of you was kind of tainted in some way. Maybe there's some specific circumstance that made you look bad, or not even that, but that kind of gave off the wrong impression, if that makes sense. I feel like this person is kind of aware that they saw you in a situation or during their first impression of you, this person was kind of like caught off guard in some way. I'm really feeling that strongly, like with the Five of Wands and the Seven of Swords. With the Ten of Wands, I feel like this person kind of got like bad girl or bad boy kind of vibes from you in some way, or maybe that you were like just really kind of bossy, okay? For some reason, I'm kind of getting bad baby vibes with this pile. And I don't know why, but I feel like she's someone who's really controversial, obviously, and someone who people either really like or they really hate. And I feel like this person kind of saw you in a similar way, or at least that was their first impression of you, was kind of like, oh, maybe this person is a bit controversial, or this person is really like bossy, or just can rub people the wrong way, okay? I feel like part of their first impression of you was definitely maybe like a remark that you said to someone who, I don't know, like a bystander or someone. I feel like there was also like, there was someone else like in the situation, or some kind of outer influence or something happening when they first met you, or their first impression of you is kind of tainted in some way. Like, I feel like the one side that they did see of you was kind of this more severe or more like dramatic kind of side to you, if that makes sense. Okay, so let's get into your Moonology cards to get more info. Alright, so we have Meditate and Contemplate, New Moon in Pisces. Yeah, Pisces can be a bit wishy-washy. I feel like this person kind of doesn't know what to make of you, or they kind of need time to make sense of it in their mind. But I feel like there could also be some confusion. Maybe this person, again, like they just probably didn't see the best side of you, or like who you really are. I feel like their first impression of you was kind of like, and I feel like they realized that too, that they kind of got mixed signals from you, or maybe it was their fault. I feel like this person doesn't really know, but they are still pondering over it, like in their mind, or they're still kind of trying to make sense of it. But yeah. Alright, so the next card we have is New Moon in Aquarius. Bring love into the situation. Okay, I think this person has a soft spot for you because you probably had an embarrassing moment, or you rubbed someone the wrong way, or as I've said, there's some kind of situation that caught people off guard, or that was just shaky, alright? So I think with the New Moon and Aquarius card, this person kind of understands that you were misunderstood, or you have been misjudged in the past, okay? And I think they have a soft spot for that, I think. I feel like this person isn't judgy of you. I think they kind of find it a bit funny, but also confusing at the same time. They're just like, wait, did I misinterpret you? Or did I just see like a bad side of you? I think this person is honestly just like confused, or they're just like surprised, honestly. Maybe they didn't expect you to show this like Seven of Swords, Five of Wands like energy. Maybe they expected something different of you, or they had different expectations for you, or they were given just like a different impression from what they'd heard of you. I don't know what it is, but I think this person was just honestly surprised or caught off guard with like their first impression of you. Maybe it was like something you were wearing, or something you said, honestly, some kind of remark that they just were surprised by and didn't really know how to respond to. I think with the Four of Wands, I think this person recognizes that you are like really complex, okay? And you have a lot of different sides, a lot of different faces. Maybe some of you guys have some Gemini, possibly. I don't know, but there does seem to be something that's a bit like erratic or like unpredictable about this energy, just because we have it starting off with the Five of Wands. So I think that yeah, I think this person kind of recognizes that or they just know that you are someone who's a lot more complex than they had initially thought. and you're someone who can't be judged on like a first impression, okay? I think that's kind of what they've figured out, is that you're someone who you just need to get to know, okay? Because again, it's like that bad baby energy. Like, people either really like you or they really hate you. And sometimes it's just to your fault. It just comes across badly, or you just get misunderstood by others. But I think this person kind of recognizes that, and they do have a soft spot for that, honestly. Maybe this person has some Aquarius, or they just kind of understand like being misjudged or being written off in a certain way. I feel like this person feels like they can connect to you on that level though, for some reason. But yeah, I'm definitely getting though like bad boy or bad girl kind of vibes with this pile. So I strongly feel like you gave off a more like dramatic or just diva kind of energy in your first impression with this person. Okay, so for your final oracle cards, we have fire and ice. Yeah, this is kind of what I've been talking about. Honestly, this fire and ice card, it represents the two polarities, right? So I think this person kind of saw that you have like two drastic sides. You have like your really fiery side, right? That more diva, kind of bad energy, right? And then you also have this ice energy, which is a lot more silent and a lot more hidden, I think, with you. I think a lot like this pile, if you chose it, you guys probably have a really not like controversial, but a more kind of dramatic rising sign, perhaps. Maybe you have like a Leo rising, or I don't know, like a Cap rising, and you can sometimes rub people the wrong way or just give off mixed signals or mixed impressions to people. Okay, and then the next card we have is, ooh, okay, so we have Dream a Little. Nice. This is really similar to this new moon in Pisces energy. I feel like this person still kind of ponders over you in a way. I feel like part of that first impression that they got from you was really interesting, and because they didn't really know what to make of it, they're still like going over it in their mind, thinking like, ooh, this person has some depth or has some complexity. They have a lot more facets to them that make them like able to show different like extremes of the spectrum, if that makes sense. Because I feel like you guys have a lot of different faces or different ways of coming across to people, okay? But it can really be like a hit or miss. And I feel like with this person, it was honestly just like mixed signals, and I feel like they kind of get that. They kind of get like where you're coming from. There is like a certain amount of understanding here, because we do have the Pisces new moon and the Aquarius new moon. So I feel like this person like intuitively knows what you're going for, but they're still confused as to like your execution. Maybe again, it was like something you said or some kind of way you came across definitely confuses them still to this day, honestly. I don't know what it is. But it's not necessarily a bad thing. I feel like this person just honestly still doesn't really know what to make of you, or they're still just unsure of what your intentions were, perhaps. But they know it's not your fault. They're just like, oh, well, I guess I'll have to like look deeper into this person. You know what I mean? There is a certain amount of complexity and mystery to that, which I feel like is intriguing. But yeah, I feel like this person it's kind of comical though, honestly. I feel like this person doesn't think you're shady or mean or anything. They're just like, oh, this person like has a lot more depth and has a lot more like things going on beneath the surface, and it is a lot more of like an interesting person than they probably had initially thought. Okay, so the last thing I'm gonna do is roll some astro dice for you guys to get more info. So the first one I'll roll has the signs on it, so let's give it a go. Okay, so we have Cap. Yes, that makes sense, honestly. Because Cap can come across as bossy, okay? And that could be a good thing or bad thing, but I'm just seeing strong diva or just strong, like, bad, kind of baddie energy here in this pile. And I don't know if that's who you are or not, but that is definitely the impression that this person got of you. It's like, oh, this person's definitely like a badass, or I don't know, just does more like risky things, right? But I think with Cap too, I feel like they realize, or part of this impression was like, oh, this person has a lot of a style, a lot, like a really distinct way of doing things, and I can't really judge them for that, or like make up my mind too quickly. I feel like this person was hesitant to make a definitive judgment of you based off of just their first impression, if that makes sense. Okay, so the next dice I will roll has the houses on it, so let's do it. Okay, so it landed on the ground. We have 5th house. All right, so interesting. The 5th house is a house of creativity, fun, romance. I feel like this person, yeah, I feel like they didn't necessarily get like a bad first impression of you, but they're like, oh, this person is just like kind of in their own lane, doing their own thing. I feel like also when I think of the 5th house, it is the Leo house, so there is a lot of color, creativity, kind of magic in that. So I think part of their first impression of you was that you were someone who had a really strong, outgoing personality, or just had like a kind of zing, honestly, like a kind of spice in your step, or some aspect about your personality that was really like striking, really fiery. Yeah. Also, because the 5th house is kind of the house of fun and like children, I think maybe they just thought of you as being a bit like more, not like childish, but really playful, okay? I think this person, part of their first impression was that you are really fun, you're really energetic, you are playful, and you have some sass for sure, okay? Alright, so the last one I'll roll has the planets, so let's give it a go. Okay, so we have South Node. Interesting. The South Node is a really karmic point, okay? And it kind of represents things that we've already mastered and things that we feel really comfortable with, okay? So I feel like this person knows that you have a lot more, obviously, like depth to you, but I think there's a more psychic, like spiritual connection that this person could kind of see in you, okay? And I think maybe, yeah, I think with the South Node, I think this person really felt drawn to you in some way. Or it's like, no matter how bad of a first impression you gave this person, I think they still were like, felt some kind of, not like attraction, but some kind of like pull or like magnetic kind of feeling towards you, okay? I feel like, yeah, this person was definitely given the impression that you are someone who is really like very alluring, very like comforting. I think this person feels like they can connect to you on this deeper like South Node level, okay? And because the South Node, again, it's like things that we feel familiar with and we feel comfortable with. I feel like this person saw something in you that they really like related to, or that they really felt pulled and drawn to, okay? There is definitely like a magnetic attraction here that they felt towards you. And I think that also goes to show with the Fire and Ice card, because this is a really like push and pull kind of polarity card. So I feel like this person felt really drawn to you in some way, despite any mixed signals or confusing things that went down, honestly. In your first impression, I think this person feels really drawn to you and is really curious about you, okay? And I think they're still kind of wondering like what happened, or still are really curious about who you really are. Okay, so those are the main things that I'm seeing for this pile, so I will leave it at that. I hope this reading made sense to you guys. I hope you liked it. If you did, feel free to give this video a thumbs up, comment, or subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And yeah, I hope you guys are having an amazing day wherever you're at. Stay awesome, and I will see you guys later. Hey group 3, welcome to your guys' reading. If you chose this pile or this crystal, then welcome. This reading is for you guys. Let's just jump right into it. Let's find out what their first impression of you was. All right, okay, group 3. So to start off with your tarot, we have the Sun, the Five of Cups, the King of Swords, as well as the Eight of Wands. Interesting. Okay, so to start off the reading with the Sun card is really great. I can see immediately that this person got a really good first impression of you. Okay, the Sun, whenever it comes out, it just represents like joy, happiness, celebration. Okay, so this person probably, their first impression of you was that you are someone who is really happy, really joyful, really like radiant and warm and just fun to be around, okay? They probably see you as someone who's really fun and just has like a really outgoing, magnetic personality. And then with the Five of Cups, here's the thing about the Five of Cups. It can be a card of sadness, okay? Or kind of like feeling down or melancholy. Okay, so I feel like this person, another part of their first impression was that you are someone who might be a bit gullible, or someone who isn't like stupid, obviously, but someone who can be really susceptible and really sensitive to what others say or to the actions of others. Maybe some of you guys are like vegan or are really sensitive when it comes to like animals in a way, maybe, but I feel like there's something kind of happening here where part of their impression of you is that you're someone who is really sensitive and really maybe even like defensive over like things that you really care about. So like if you are vegan, or if you are like anti-fur, or like, I don't know, I'm getting that message strongly for a few of you possibly, but it could be anything, honestly. However, this person, they do think that you are really sensitive and like soft on the inside, and that you're really defensive of things that you care about, okay? Whether that be like a cause, or maybe you came across as just like a really good friend, someone who is really like sweet and gushy on the inside, okay? All right, so then we have the King of Swords. The King of Swords is a really intelligent energy, okay? The King of Swords is really pointed, really matter of fact, really logical, okay? If you guys have ever seen Star Trek, the King of Swords is like Vulcan energy here, all right? Really logos. So I feel like maybe for some of you guys, this person thought that you're a bit of a know-it-all, or that you are kind of like a Hermione. Honestly, no, but the King of Swords is a really intellectual, also can be really like, not like argumentative, but can also be a kind of like debating energy, all right? The King of Swords is really matter of fact. Maybe you showed this person up like intellectually, or you kind of outwitted them or made some joke or crack at them, and was in it like they kind of realized like, oh, this person actually has got like a great sense of humor, or is just really like smart intellectually, okay? All right, and then the next card we have is the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is a really fast-paced energy, okay? I am getting the impression that maybe this person felt that you didn't have time for them, or that you have a lot of other things on your plate that you needed to worry about, or that you just had a lot going on, like, at this time. Maybe this person felt a bit left behind in a way, because the Eight of Wands is one of the most fast-paced energies in the deck, aside from like the Knights and the other Wands cards. I think of the Eight of Wands as being also like aspirational, like heading in the right direction, feeling really confident. So yeah, I think this person just really thought that you were really like stimulating, like intellectually, like really interesting person to talk to, right? And to get to know. I feel like this person just wishes they could have gotten to know you on this more like deeper level, or they could have gotten to see like a more softer side of you. I think they did, or they recognize that you do have a more pathos side as well, obviously, but I think this person maybe wishes they got to know you a bit more personally, or a bit more one-on-one. Maybe they had first met you in like a friend circle, or they were introduced to you through friends, okay? But I feel like this person feels like they didn't get to know you or connect with you on that more like emotional level when they first met you, okay? But they do like you, okay? With the Sun card, there is a lot of positivity here, a lot of like warmth and invitation to build something more with this person, okay? All right, so for your oracle cards, we have, so we have a new romantic cycle begins, new moon in Libra. Yeah, okay, I feel like this person feels like you would be a great match, okay? Or that you are their equal in a way. Like they met their match in you, if that makes sense. I feel like you were able to put up a good challenge, you know, like a friendly fight, or, you know, some kind of debate over something that kind of won their heart, okay? The new moon in Libra is kind of, as you can see with the scales here, this is an energy of balance. So I feel like you guys really kind of balance each other out and could have a really harmonious relationship. There does seem to be a lot of romantic potential here, okay? All right, and then the next card we have is, step out of your comfort zone, North Node. Okay, I feel like this person felt that way when they first met you, okay? That's part of their first impression of you, is that you're someone who is gonna definitely force them to step out of their comfort zone a little, okay? Yeah, I think also with the North Node, I feel like this person kind of sees something in you that they kind of look up to and they admire, okay? And that could be how smart you are, it could be your magnetic personality or your charm, your wit. But I feel like there is something about you that this person is kind of aspiring to be like, in a way, if that makes sense, okay? The North Node is what we aspire to, and it's where we want to get to in this lifetime. The North Node is very karmic, and the qualities of whatever your sign your North Node is in represent things that you respect and things that you want to kind of enhance in yourself, okay? So I think this person, I think you bring out a side of them that can really be a catalyst for growth and change within them. I think this person, I think just within this first impression, you kind of obviously gave a really good first impression, but even more than that, I think you inspired them in some way for change or growth or for their greater good. Maybe you recommended a book to them, or some kind of tip that you gave them, or advice. There does seem to be something that they took away from this first impression that was very inspirational, okay? And that has a lot to do with their North Node, all right? Okay, so for your last oracle cards, ooh, guys, okay, so we have intimacy. Okay, this person probably does find you hot, okay, I'm not gonna lie. We do have the Sun card here and the new moon in Libra. There is definitely a romantic pull here. I think this person definitely sees you as a potential love interest, or as someone who they could just have a really great relationship with either way, honestly. I think this person is very interested in you, and there is a lot of romantic potential here, okay, for like a relationship. Okay. Ooh, guys, so the next card we have is Becoming. This is exactly like the vibe. This is exactly the North Node kind of energy, is becoming, aspirations, definitely Michelle Obama kind of vibes with this card. No, yeah, but I'm thinking this person, like, you are their Michelle, if that makes sense. Like, you are their Michelle Obama, or you represent something that they can kind of like aspire to be like in a way. You represent like strength and growth and positive change for them, which is actually really nice to see. I think this does seem like a really healthy pile in terms of like their first impression of you, but also what they took away from that and what they hope to do with that in the future. Okay, so, ooh, really nice to see that. So the last thing I'm going to do for you guys is roll the Astro Dice to get more insight, okay? So the first one I'm going to roll has the planets on it. So let's give it a go. Okay, so we have Mars. Interesting. Yeah, Mars, it can be a bit competitive, okay? I think you kind of challenge them, or like you up the ante with them in some way, okay? I don't know what it is. Maybe you guys disagreed over something and you made the better point or the better argument, or somehow there does seem to be this challenge about you, and they do like that and they are attracted to that, okay? But also Mars on a deeper level is that drive, it's that motivation, that inspiration, like why we get up in the morning, you know, to do what we do. Mars is passion. It's kind of like life force, chi energy in that way. It also represents creativity. So I think this person really, like, you are this catalyst for change and for growth and inspiration. I think that this person feels like they could get to know you on a deeper level, or that they could use this Mars energy, right, to really better themselves, okay? I think they see you as someone who can bring out a lot of potential within themselves, okay? Or who can kind of unlock this North Node energy within their chart. Maybe your sun is on their North Node, or there's some kind of aspect going on there, but it does seem to bring out this more positive Mars motivational energy, okay, for change and for growth. Ooh, okay, so the next one I'll roll has the signs on it, so let's see. Okay, all right, we have Libra. Interesting, we also have the new moon in Libra card too. There's balance, okay? There's balance, there's harmony. I think both of you guys are like a perfect match, or they see you as like a good match for them, okay? Whether that be like aesthetic or intellectual match. Either way, they see you as like a good opponent, honestly, with the Mars. You are their equal. You are someone who can definitely challenge them, all right? And someone who can force them to change and to really evolve, if that makes sense, for the greater good. So also, like, you might be a Libra, this person might be a Libra, but this Libra energy is definitely coming through really strongly, all right? So the last one I'm going to roll has the houses on it. Okay, you guys, we have ninth house. The ninth house is the house of philosophy, truth, higher learning. This makes total sense. I feel like you and this person are really intellectual, okay, with this King of Swords. I think there is an emphasis on like your belief systems, possibly, or maybe you guys come from completely different backgrounds or have different like beliefs or ways of perceiving the world, but they're both valid, they're both equally justified. And the ninth house is the house of expansion, okay? So I'm really seeing that you have that effect on them, okay? And that goes along back to this North Node card, I think, is this quality of the ninth house to really expand and to question ourselves, to question truth and to question what we know or what we perceive to be as our reality. So I know I'm going like on a tangent here, but I just have to say, I think this like lines up perfectly with this North Node energy. And I think this person was really given a punch full of just like good, life-changing, inspiring advice or like qualities that they saw in you just during their first impression, okay? You did seem to have a powerful effect on this person when you met them. And I think that's very clear. And this person is also, regardless, just finds you really attractive with the sun energy. They kind of want more of that warmth. And definitely, this person is definitely interested in you, romantically or friendship wise. They see you as their equal, okay? So yeah, those are the main things I'm seeing for this reading, so I will leave it at that. I hope this reading made sense to you guys. I hope you liked it. If you did, feel free to give this video a thumbs up, comment, or subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And yeah, I hope you guys are having an amazing day wherever you're at. Stay awesome, and I will see you guys later. Hey group 4, welcome to your guys' reading. If you chose this pile or this crystal, then welcome. This reading is for you guys. Let's find out what their first impression of you was. Oh, right. Okay, group 4. So to start off with your tarot, we have the Seven of Wands, the Moon, the Knight of Wands, as well as the Queen of Wands. You guys, we have so much Wands energy here. Okay, you guys probably gave off a really strong, fiery first impression. With the Seven of Wands, this is a card of domination, of feeling in control, like you have things together, you know, in your life and you're on track, right? The Seven of Wands is a really like sharp, like control kind of energy, okay? So maybe this person was a bit intimidated by you, possibly, or found you like kind of like a diva, honestly. I feel like if you're a girl and you chose this pile, this person probably found you like really fiery, really spicy, with the Queen of Wands, maybe even like a bit sexy, okay? But also if you're a dude, probably the same thing. There's just so many Wands cards here. And then like randomly we have the Moon, okay? So here's the thing about the Moon. I feel like this person thinks that you might be a bit secretive or a bit shady, okay? The Moon usually represents things that are hidden. It can also represent like really unexpected changes, okay? So I feel like this person, they probably met you under shady or mysterious circumstances, possibly, or you could have just showed up unexpectedly with the Moon card. But I feel like this person got like a really strong, fiery first impression of you, okay? The Seven of Wands is a strong energy. Also with the Knight of Wands, this person probably thinks you're really goal-driven, very motivated, and you have like a lot of passion and power in your life. Maybe this person thinks you have like a really kind of like executive job, okay? I think there's definitely something going on here that pertains to your career though. So this person probably thinks that you're a career person, or that you devote a lot of your time to the things that bring you money, basically, okay? The Knight of Wands is a really steadfast, creative energy as well. So maybe this person sees you as just really passionate and really forward focused and steadfast in what you're doing, like in your life with your career or like whatever you're most passionate about. I think that definitely came through in your first impression with this person. They definitely think you've got it figured out, like that you know where you're headed in life, that you're really confident, really in control of things, okay? I still think it's really interesting though that we have the Moon energy. The Moon is also ruled by Cancer, so there is that cardinal kind of leadership quality to that energy. Yeah, I think there's definitely some leadership going on here. I think this person, their first impression of you is that like you are a really powerful person. You have a lot of contacts, or you know people somehow, or you have some really like powerful executive job of some sort. Maybe you guys went to like a good college. This person thinks you have it figured out, okay, and that you are on the right track with your life and you have things really like sorted out for yourself, okay? All right, so for your Moonology cards, we have New Moon in Scorpio, work through your fears. Okay, yeah, this person finds you intimidating, okay? They probably think you make a lot of money, or like you have a lot of friends, you're popular. Yeah, they're kind of intimidated by not just your personality, but what they think you do, like in terms of a career or in terms of leadership, possibly. But I think this person is really just here for your energy, like in terms of your fieriness. You guys do seem to be really like charismatic people as well with the Queen of Wands. But with the Moon, you guys might have some mystery, or people might speculate about like what you do for a living or things about you possibly, but there is like a certain amount of mystery here with the Moon. People want to figure out like what really drives you. I think there's definitely unanswered questions that this person still has about you, for sure. But overall though, I am seeing that you, like, especially if you're a woman, you probably come off as really like strong, independent, powerful. And that can be intimidating to like certain men or other women perhaps who feel like less powerful or feel less like confident in that way, if you know what I mean. Okay, so the next card we have is the full moon in Gemini. The answers you need are coming. Interesting. I feel like you haven't seen the last of this person. I think they're intrigued, honestly, with this moon card. I think they admire you, obviously, but I think they also are a bit skeptical of how sure you are of yourself, because you guys seem to be like the confident pile, you know, like you guys are really confident in yourselves and you seem to be like really sure about where you're headed in life and who you are, who you want to be in the future, right? And I think other people, especially this person, when they first met you, they saw that immediately and were like, not like turned off by that, but they were a bit like, yeah, come on, like we're all trying to be like that type of moment. But I think this person still admires your sense of confidence and your personality, really. I think this person definitely finds you really attractive, at least physically, right? But they also really admire like your sense of control and dominance, okay? I think this person just really sees you as powerful, and that was like their first impression of you, is really like this new moon in Scorp, seven of wands kind of moment where they see you as just really like intimidating, really powerful and steadfast, okay? They probably view you as someone who they wouldn't want to mess with, okay? Or someone who can definitely pull out the stinger if they're feeling like threatened, you know what I mean? But overall, yeah, they just see you as someone who is just really powerful and maybe even a bit controversial. Okay, so for your last oracle cards, we have Eruption of Light. Ooh, that's interesting. I feel like this card is usually comes out in situations that propel us forward or that lead to some kind of enlightenment or epiphany, okay? So that's interesting. Ooh, and then we also have Earth Angel. Whoa, guys. I think of this card as showing some kind of physical lust or attraction, okay? I feel like this person really finds you like physically attractive or physically really aesthetic, okay? Yeah, I think this person definitely finds you really attractive on like a physical level, okay? But I think they also really they do want to be like you in a way, okay? Maybe this person is a bit unsure of themselves or they don't have the same confidence that you do, right? But yeah, I think this person kind of definitely like might have a thing for you with this Earth Angel card. There is this kind of lust with that card and like physical attraction, okay? So this person definitely sees you as desirable, really fiery, magnetic, but also probably really intimidating, okay? And really powerful. Someone who they kind of want to be. But yeah, I just got a really interesting message with this Eruption of Light card. I almost felt like this sense of jealousy. Okay, I don't know where that's coming from, but I feel like this person might even be a bit jealous of like how much attention you get or how much like praise you get. I feel like you can outshine this person. And that was also their first impression is like, oh, this person is a threat to me in a way because they can either like outshine me or they're more powerful than me socially. Yeah, because this card, it's like you are probably like above them on the social ladder, or in terms of their standing, they feel a bit insecure around you. And I'm definitely picking that up. Okay, so the last thing I'm gonna do for you guys is roll the Astro Dice to get more info. Okay, so this one has the signs on it. Let's give it a go. Okay, so we have Pisces. Interesting. Pisces can be a bit mysterious. That does make sense with the moon card, but also this new moon and Scorp card. I think this person is a bit envious of how easy it is for you to project strength and power, okay? And I think part of their first impression of you was really tied into just you as a person, like how you come across as really confident and really powerful, okay? And I think this person with the Pisces, honestly, I think it makes them feel a bit unsure of themselves or makes them doubt themselves. And I think that was a big part of their first impression of you, was feeling a bit like hesitant and insecure in their own skin, honestly. Okay, so the next one I'll roll has the houses. So let's see. Okay, so we have 7th house. Interesting. The 7th house is the house of relationships. It's traditionally associated with Libra. So what I'm getting with that is this person probably wants to form some kind of connection with you. Or they were like, ooh, this person would be a really good like weapon, or would bring up my average. Like this person would bring up my group average, or some kind of power play when it comes to like relationships, honestly. Yeah, I think this person does genuinely though like you. Like they do want to get to know you on a deeper level and see like what drives you and what makes you tick, right? But also at the same time, they are a little envious. They do want to manipulate you in a way, or they do kind of want to cash in on your strength and your magnetism, okay? All right, so the last one I'll roll has the planets on it, so let's give it a go. Okay, so we have North Node. Interesting. Yeah, like this person kind of, they do aspire to be like you in a way. I think part of their first impression of you was like, oh, this is who I want to be in like 10 years. Or maybe you are the person who they never really could be. Maybe you are really popular and you're kind of like queen bee and they're just having a moment of like insecurity or uncertainty about their own future, okay? But yeah, this is really like a distinct message for some of you guys, but I feel like this person does really want to be you, okay? They are jealous, not like in a petty way, but they do kind of resent how it seems like things come to you much more easily than it does to them, okay? But also I think they do genuinely like want to befriend you. They do want to get to know you on a deeper level and they want to be able to connect with you, right? I think there is some genuine intention with this person to open up and to achieve some kind of understanding with you, okay? But I think this person sees you as more of like a mentor or someone who can really help them, okay? And show them the right way to do things, or the way to really achieve this Queen of Wands confidence and identity, okay? So yeah, those are the main things that I'm seeing for this pile, so I will leave it at that. I hope this reading made sense to you guys and brought you more clarity. If you liked it, feel free to give this video a thumbs up, comment, or subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And yeah, I hope you guys are having an amazing day wherever you're at. Stay awesome, and I will see you guys later.